Hello everyone, and today I'm here to talk about why job discrimination in Thailand is so prevalent. And just in the background, I was born and raised in Australia. My mother is Japanese and my dad's Thai, so I'm half Thai, half Japanese, born and raised in Australia. But I have a very European name, Slobodan Lazarevich. And I don't know where the Lazarevich part came from. I think I'm fully Asian, but here's the thing about Thailand is that, especially if you're a foreigner, the discrimination level here in Thailand is just next level. People say there's a lot of racism or discrimination in the United States regarding your skin color and stuff, but here in Thailand it's much worse. Not that in the sense that you'll get attacked on the street for being a different religion or a different color. Different skin color, but in a sense that you'll be heavily judged by Thai people for the way of life that you live in. So say for example, I have very Japanese ways of doing things. Even though I was born and raised in Australia for my whole life, pretty much, I've moved here about a year ago. I have family here who are born and raised here in Thailand, so it's kind of different. It's such a culture shock for me when I first came to Thailand because of how lazy people were when they're doing stuff. Not to criticize Thai people because, there are really some hardworking Thai people, but I would say that is more prevalent on the political far right, which I am kind of neutral on this. I don't really like to talk about politics, but on the far right, I see more hard work, and on the left, I see more complaining and bitching and stuff about life. So I would say that, especially if you're a foreigner like me, right, and then you come to Thailand, if you're on a holiday, then this video is not for you, because on holidays it's fine, right? I've been here on holidays many times when I used to still live in Australia. It's quite different when you're living here because you understand the system of Thailand and how really skewed it is compared to Western and Russian systems. So to be honest, I prefer the Russian system of life where it's more about preserving your culture and stuff like that. But here in Thailand, we were never colonized, so our Thai people's knowledge of things is very, let's say, very limited. All right, so it's very limited, and it's quite, I would say, about the outside world, they're very limited on knowledge. They obviously don't know much about history, all right, because they're so caught up with, especially the youth nowadays, they're so caught up with K-pop, and, relationships with, the same gender and stuff kind of thing. So it's all about LGDB or whatever. And also, this is a very big issue, and to be honest, I identify more with the conservatives, even though I'm only 20 years old, so and also here in Thailand, if you're half Thai, right, and they expect you to speak Thai, but if you can't speak it, you get shamed, ridiculed, and you get comments such as "go back to your own country, you scum," and stuff like that. So I've been a target of racism, and I nearly got hit by a far left Thai. These guys are nationalists, but they identify with the far left. They waved extremely racist slogans towards Europeans at me, which is, I think my name Slobodan means freedom, Sloboda, or Sloboda, or something like that in some Slavic languages. And then also, what I wanted to tell you guys is that in Thailand, in how university works in Thailand is, first, my life advice for people, even though I'm only 20, is first, when you get to Thailand, get a job as soon as possible. But it's going to be hard if you can't speak Thai because people are very ignorant here. And also, the ISS recognizes Russian and English as the lingua franca. Like, it's a very widely spoken language. So there's no reason for why Thai people shouldn't be able to speak English, right? If you guys are still following along with me, why are they not speaking English? Which is my concern. Yes, I know this is Thailand, but only if Britain colonized, right? Britain colonized Thailand, we wouldn't be so ignorant, and it'll be more multicultural, right? I know this is a very, nationalism and stuff is very on the far right, or really right-wing kind of politics. That's what everyone says. I'm not too sure, but In preserving your culture, I think that we should have been. Thailand right now is kind of a third world country, right? Like I wouldn't say third world, but it's a developing country compared to Australia and Japan, which is like my other home countries. It's not as developed, right? Like Australia's slowly declining because of wokeism and like the left wing kind of slowly destroying Australia, and also slowly Japanese people are accepting more of like Western values, which is kind of I wouldn't say a threat, but in Japan you get ridiculed for being a Christian, right? So, which is why in Japan there's a lot of religious discrimination, and here in Thailand, the biggest issue right now is Buddhist supremacy, where they don't respect other people's religions, especially if you're of Judaism, if you believe in Judaism, Islam, or Christianity. Christianity being the biggest people who are getting targeted by Thai citizens in Thailand. So so if you're a Christian like me, I'm Orthodox Christian, right? And I believe in traditional values and stuff. I've been a target of multiple, hate crimes in Thailand where they would throw, they wouldn't throw stuff at you, but they would verbally abuse you, which has happened between when I was in my dad's car, right? We were driving, and then I think it's because we had an Orthodox symbol on our car that people started throwing, tomato ketchup or whatever at us, or tomato sauce if you're an Aussie, ketchup if you're American, but, with that being said, it's quite hard living in Thailand. The reason why I can't go back to Australia is because, I've had hardships there. It's between people, in where I live in Australia specifically, which I won't reveal, but it's just simply, hard to live. I mean, it's fine. It's better than Thailand, but I had problems with certain people there, and it's just hard to see them. And also, I wanted to try something new. But I tried to get a job in Thailand, and then they said, obviously, if you want to get a job in Thailand, it's something else because they don't require you to speak English. Like some places absolutely do. But the strange thing is, if you want to go into university, any university in Thailand, especially not the ones that are rural and shitty, right? They except the ones that are rural and shitty and like really like undeveloped and stuff. Like say in the Isan areas, Isan is there's a break as our Isan people. They're like considered somewhat separatists to us. So to the white Thais. So there's a difference between white Thais and the Chinese Thais and the original Thais. So there's a significant so about 60% of us are identified as Thai Chinese ethnically in our DNA. So that's one of me, I guess. So and the original Thais who are much more dark skinned and stuff. Not that dark skin is a problem or anything, but they are trying to take over Thailand, like there's a bit of ethnic cleansing going on in the south of Thailand between some certain ethnic groups. So it's kind of like a not a civil war, but there's still people dying every day, and then it's really bad, right, in Thailand. The situation down in the south, it's like the situation between maybe say Yugoslavia during the 1990s. Back when there was a civil war in Yugoslavia, when Yugoslavia broke up between Federation of Bosnia and Herzegovina and Republika Srpska, which is like a breakaway bit in Bosnia. But Republika Srpska is something else, like, it's not really comparable to what's happening because these people in Isan, in the northern part, who are quite actually dark-skinned for some reason, even though they're further from the equator, these people actually want to build their own separatist state, and we have to often send military intervention with, like, we would say that it may be necessary to, use fighter jets in the Thai. Sorry, I'm getting really off topic. But the thing with that is that Thai Royal Thai Air Force uses F-16s to sometimes scare off. We don't actually do anything like with the aircraft, but like we don't strafe with like the Avenger cannon or the F-16 or anything. We don't use violence. We just simply fly over at supersonic speeds and tell them that they're being watched. If they want to create some sort of instability in the country, then it will be closely monitored. But other than that, what I want to talk about today really is the main focus of job discrimination in Thailand and why somewhat you need to speak Thai, right? And my view is, my father said, you in Thailand you speak Thai because it's Thailand, right? But that's quite different to saying, oh, in Russia you speak Russian, because it's a Russian country and it's the land of Russians and stuff. But yes, but Thai is such a internationally unrecognizable language. That people outside don't really know what Thai language sounds like, and it's such an insignificant. There's only 70 million people in Thailand that speak the language, and then more than 5 million people in that population don't speak Thai at all. Where they may be foreigners, I'm not too sure. But according to statistics, there's a lot of expats living here. There's a lot of Caucasians from Russia, United States, England, UK, whatever, right? So what I want to get here is why should you learn Thai? But the problem with Thai language is that it's one of the most difficult in the world. The United States Congress, the United States government has like a certain list for their diplomats outside of the US when they go work, because diplomats have to usually learn a couple languages when they work overseas, obviously. And on a level of 4 out of 5, which is a scale of 4 out of 5 on the difficulty, 4.5 is what's Thai. So it's actually more difficult to learn Thai than, say, Japanese, Chinese, or Russian, right? I'm learning Russian right now. And then, it's not that... I'm a native English speaker, so it's not that hard to learn Russian. Although it's quite different to how English sounds and stuff. Like, there's some certain, like, vowel reduction and stuff. The Thai language is often regarded as one of the most difficult in Southeast Asia, along with maybe Khmer, but I don't know about Vietnamese. Like, Vietnamese sounds kind of similar to Thai, but it's not quite the same, although they use a very different system. But the thing with Vietnamese is they have a very straightforward writing system. It's all Latin, very accented Latin letters. So the alphabet that they use in their script in everyday language in Vietnam is, I've been there once, but it's very it's all accented Latin. But in Thailand and Laos and Cambodia, they have their own, and even Myanmar or Burma or whatever you want to call it, they have very different weird alphabet. And also the Thai alphabet, especially along with Laotian alphabet, doesn't really actually make sense. Some of the letters, they have TRRM, which is pronounced as tum. It's not turarum. It's just very strange. It doesn't really make sense. It's not a very straightforward language. My dad says Thai is very easy, and then to speak Thai. So what I learned from being at Pattaya is that when you go to Pattaya, you see a lot of Russians, right? And to speak with Russian, if you want to learn Russian, you just got to speak to local people. But, not local people, but the tourists in, what, am I being too loud? Russians in Pattaya, right? But here in Thailand, you can speak almost to any local, but they don't slow down when you speak, when they speak. So it's very hard to understand what the hell they're saying, because my vocabulary is very limited to, because there's some words that sound very similar. Maybe, I don't know if I can give an example in Russian, but actually I can't think of one right now. Maybe I can't really think of one in Russian, but in Thai, there's this thing called samashit, samachik, which means membership, and then another one is samatit, which means concentration. Not as in the concentration of a solution in chemistry, but more your mental concentration, how well you can concentrate on an exam or something. So they're two very similar words. And also in the main university of Thailand, which is Chulalongkorn, which is regarded as the best university in Thailand, which I plan to go next year. I'm quite a fuckwit, and then I've been a lazy cunt my whole life, so I'm still 20, and people usually graduate their goddamn bachelor fucking degree at 21. But I went to university in Sydney, and shit, but the city for a while, but in Australia, the university, it wasn't too fitting for me. I didn't really like it, so it's just a bit weird. And then I came to Thailand, and basically what I was really culture shocked. I was in real culture shock, because people here, they don't follow the rules. So the first culture shock that came to me was people, when they drive like complete buffoons, right? They drive like muppets. They don't follow the road rules. No wonder there's an accident every single goddamn day. 40 people die a day in Thailand because of freaking road accidents. And these are not caused by accident. It's just completely misjudgment, and these people just don't know how to drive. They just don't know better. As I've seen in the Thai system of education, right? People say often Asian system of education is much better than Australia, but the Australian system is quite, like, you know, I would say superior in teaching compared to Thailand, but not as good as Japan. Because Japan, they really help their students, but in Thailand, it's survival of the fittest, right? Especially if you're in like a poor county, they just don't give a fuck if you fall behind in studies. Because they don't have enough teachers, because the welfare of teachers is pretty shit in Thailand. And especially, like, you know, the system in Thailand, how they operate is they make you go through really retarded stuff, like, they make you go through, several things with citizenship, and I still don't understand why people want to get citizenship here. Like, it's not like you're getting citizenship in Russia, USA, or China, right? Like, or Japan or South Korea. That is a big privilege to be a citizen there. Japan, South Korea, United States, Russia, China, they're very big citizenship, right? But I don't get why people want to get citizenship when you can just renew your, you know, visa. And then in Thailand, they require you to know Thai. Like in Russia, they require you, even Israel, right? If you want to get an Israeli citizenship, they you know, require you to speak fluent Hebrew. And here in Thailand, they also require you to speak fluent Thai. And then also, the locals don't really want to talk to you here if you're a Thai, right? I mean, they're more than likely to talk to, like, you know, Caucasian people because they know they're tourists and stuff. But if you're a white, I mean, like a Thai like me who can't speak Thai, then you'll get ridiculed. And that's just the unfortunate fact of the systemic and political discrimination in Thailand, which is, you know, perpetuated maybe by the far left or the far right. I'm not too sure. But also, religious discrimination is a big issue in Thailand. So that's why I have to keep a low profile in Thailand. Otherwise, I could be, you know, it's just really sad reality that you know, I wouldn't say Christianity is better than any other religion. I respect all religions regardless of your skin color, race and stuff. But only if, you know, Christianity was introduced much earlier in Thailand by the Brits, the British, you know. If we were colonized, it would be a much better place. It would be much more developed. But it's going to maybe turn into like a civil war, and then we wouldn't really want that because we want to kick out the Brits later. That kind of situation, because that's what, I mean, with Hong Kong in 1997, they just left after, you know, 250 years or something in 1997, and there's like one country, two systems, whatever that is, right? I mean, I don't really care about that. But to be honest, in Thailand, what I want to get at is that if you don't speak Thai, it's hard to get a job. It's not because it's Thailand and you require Thai. English is an international language. Regardless of which country, you should be able to speak English, right? And I often criticize Thai and Japanese people and Korean people equally, right? Because they can't speak English at all. Like, I'm not saying not everyone can speak English, but you can come up with me about English privilege. But okay, first of all, in Australia, they require you to speak Chinese at Chinese business. You can say all about immigrants or whatever you want. I'm not really concerned about that. But in Thailand, they require you to speak Thai at businesses. Even in the heavily, like, you know, city of Bangkok, in the tourist areas, like where all the like tourist people come from around the world, they require you to speak Thai, which just doesn't make sense because more than 95% of people who come are foreigners. So it just doesn't make sense. And then they're like, their excuse always is, in Siam Square One, their excuse is always, oh, but our staff can't speak English. Well, whose problem is that, right? That's what I want to get at here in this video is, whose problem is that if you can't speak English? Go back to school, learn fucking English, and then come back when you can speak English to your job. Thailand, especially a very foreigner, you know, oriented country where so many foreigners, you need native English speakers, not someone who has a weird accent like my dad lived in Australia for 30 years, right? And the thing with English is it's an international language. You can say that, oh, stop being racist. You can say that I'm discriminating against Thai. I'm not. I'm really not, right? Like, you can just say all this stuff you want, but really, Thailand is a very, you know, it's a good place maybe to live, and then the culture is very, you know, different to Western. Like, I wouldn't say I hate or anything, but like, they're not very open to your Western values or Japanese values. In Thailand, they're not very open to Korean. I mean, Korean and Japanese values are very, you know, popular in Thailand, especially with the weeaboos and all these weird shit like anime anime fucks and stuff in Thailand, but that's fine. But somehow the youth of Thailand don't like Russian masculinity, which is a big problem because with masculinity and stuff, everyone looks like a goddamn, like, you know, everyone's dressed up as a femboy and stuff. What happened? Like, to Thai people, they said that, can you please tone down your voice? I'm sorry, but mate, this is how I goddamn talk normally. Regardless, in Australia it works. I don't know about Thailand. You can say, oh, you gotta respect their culture, but only if Brits colonized this place, everyone would speak like, you know, normally, like, you know, I wouldn't say British people are arrogant because they're not, because there's a lot of nice British people I know. But, you know, usually maybe their voices are louder. I don't know, it's just what I heard. But in Thailand, I mean, sometimes their voice can be goddamn loud. But they say that in Thailand, my voice or my tone is very rude. And I don't accept that. I don't care what you think. My tone when I get a job is I'm very straightforward. I get straight to the point. Thai people like to beat around the goddamn bush. They go this, left, right, and center, right? And then they just like to beat around the bush, which is really, really annoying because whenever they're like, oh, okay, you get the thing, like, well, what are you talking about? Like, when I go to, like, say, I go there, I want to earn a job, right? My dad thinks I should do a goddamn job on SketchUp, which is like some software to design rockets and stuff. Like, I'm not really into that, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? I could go back to Australia, but I'm just going to have a hard life again because I was a fuckwit in Australia. So, but then here in Thailand, people are even more fucking, like, I don't know, they're just really different. You know what I'm saying? I know it's a different culture and stuff, but the culture, I mean, I wouldn't say it's anything to do with culture. It's more like brainwashing by the West on, like, Thai people. Thai people used to be cool, and now they're all freaking, like, I don't know which country influences them. Maybe it's the left wing of the United States, right? You don't see conservative people in the United States carrying on like regular Thai people, do they? It's only the left wing, or the left wing who really do this weird, like, stuff in Thailand. The influencer, they get it from social media, and here I am, an Aussie who can't get a goddamn job in Thailand because I can't speak their language. Like, what sort of discrimination is that? I tried my best speaking Thai, right? I know a couple goddamn words like sawadee krap and stuff like that, but, you know, other than that, my dad says my pronunciation is shit, but look at my dad, he can't even speak Russian properly. Мой отец не говорил по-русски, пожалуйста. Так возможно. I mean, you know, and also what I want to talk about is Thai is one of the hardest languages to master because it's especially hard when it's written. It looks so strange, right? Speaking, they're like, oh, whatever they say, right? I've tried to learn some fucking Thai, it just doesn't work. They're like, I was like, what the fuck, bro? Like, honestly, I have a lot of Thai friends right here in Thailand, and they're really nice people, but, you know, some of the, you know, more liberal people, I would say the left wing, are really fucked up in Thailand because they just refuse to speak English. I don't know why. Maybe it's because they're lazy. They're so ingrained with learning Korean and Japanese and, you know, learning about, like, woke culture, which is just such a waste of time. Go do something, like, useful, right? I watch the news. I'm more educated than the average Thai about goddamn pretty much everything, like, in terms of news, world news. Like, they don't show the world news, right? The problem with Thai media is the left wing, right? The left wing liberal media never show anything that's outside of Thailand because they think, oh, our country is the most fucking important in the world and stuff, right? And they're often goddamn, they're the ones who are arrogant, and then they're like, oh, can you speak slower, please? Fuck off, mate. Seriously? Whose goddamn fault is that? Like, you're not exposed to the world and stuff. You want to know what's happening geopolitically in that instance? It's just nonsense. It's bogus, absolutely, in my opinion. It's just goddamn bogus. This whole thing. Also, like, when you go to hospitals, right? I mean, there's this place called Civilized Hospital or Civilized Hospital. I don't know how the hell you pronounce it. Like, some letters in Thai are like silent letters, which is just fucked. Like, the silent letters are not like in Russian, like which is здравствуй, where the v in здравствуй, it's not здравствуй, but здравствуйте. Like v is very silent, and then when you say knight, like Knight of the Wolves, I'm sorry, not. Like a knight with a guy with a sword, right? K-N-I-H-T, it's like silent. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. But in Thai, the fucking ones that you never know which one has a silent in it. It's just there's no pattern, right? Night, might, fight, night. Like, you know, in English words, they all kind of make sense. I know it might be strange in English, might be a bit strange, but in Thai they have certain words from goddamn Sanskrit, some like ancient language that no one really cares or speaks, right? And then also when you come to Thailand, they try to push Buddhism on you, which is strange because that's not part of the culture. The culture is more about traditional dance and stuff and like food and stuff. Yes, I understand that, but religion is not I mean, sure, it might be a culture, but you don't push it against Christians, do you? I don't see, like, my dad, right, he always wanted me to go to temple, which is quite dirty, and it's just, like, if you really respected religion, I think you'd more clean your, like, temple, to be honest. Like, you'd keep it more goddamn clean, like, please, like, keep it clean. It's a place of holy worship, right? In Thailand, you don't see churches that are dirty, do you? They always sweep the floor, they clean it, they clean the floor because they respect that place. But in temples, all the time, is maybe except the ones in the city, when I go out in the countryside, it's all just so unhygienic. Like, I just don't understand, like, what's the deal with these, you know, the unhygienic culture here. Maybe it's not an excuse about that. It doesn't matter how much less money you put. It's about how much effort you put in. It's all about effort. How much money doesn't really matter, but the effort you put into making your place clean, right? And keeping it respectful, which is what I've never seen that in the countryside of Thailand. It's just such a shame. And also, here in Thailand, the young people are not really willing to talk to you. Sure, they might speak English, but they're not willing to talk to you if you don't speak a little bit of Thai. Right? I could be proud. I could be proud and say, yeah, я говорю по-русски. И ты говорю по-русски тоже? И ты тоже говорю по-русски. Sorry, I don't know what I maybe it's incorrect, but they're gonna say, nah, I don't speak Russian and stuff. I'm like, okay, хорошо. Не проблема. And also, thing with Chulalongkorn University is that they require you to do some dumb, like, SAT shitty test. And also, the questions they use are so different to Australian schools. Australian schools are very straightforward on their syllabus. Here in Thailand, in the dumbass SAT, right? It's so stupid. The questions don't even make sense. It's the most retarded test ever, right? And people, you could say that, yeah, sure, it's not my problem, but I mean, it's my problem, but I could criticize the system as well. The education system in Thailand, they don't teach history, they don't teach mathematics properly. Everyone, the old generation of Thailand are excellent. They excelled at pretty much everything. And now look at these kids in Thailand. They're all fucking retarded. They're so fucking retarded. Look at them. They can't even do basic math problems. They're all... I wouldn't even blame K-pop. K-pop is absolutely amazing. I love K-pop, and I'm a dude, and I'm quite conservative. That doesn't really matter, but this whole woke shit is really getting to be where people have so much time to complain about abortion and shit, or whatever issues that are left-wing, right? I'm not even going to end abortion because really I couldn't care less about these kinds of issues. But the fact of the matter is that these people are so ingrained in these kind of left-wing values that it distracts them from learning, right? Keep your weird values. Stop being a goddamn, like, you know, as a guy, why would you put makeup when you go to school, right? Like, that's just weird. That's against school conduct. Wear your school uniform, mate. Alright? And then they say, oh, in Western culture, they don't have uniforms. Maybe in America, yes, they don't have school uniforms. But in Australia, we all have to wear school uniforms. It's a part of the code of conduct. But in Thailand, people recently are not wearing school uniforms. I went to a private school in Australia, and not one person, disrespected our school by not wearing the school uniform. But here in Thailand, a lot of people just wearing whatever they want, revealing our feet, showing their, you know, bosoms out. It's disgusting. It's absolute. And sure, you can say women can do whatever the hell they want with their bodies. Sure, well, not when you're in school. It's a place to learn, not show off your new, I don't know, Gucci handbag that's probably fake. You know what I'm saying? So I got a bit heated in this video and stuff, criticizing Thai, like, you know, job application and you can't get a job if you don't. Like, look, this is the thing, right? I have a friend who's fucking Indian and he got a job at a clinic in Thailand, right? And I don't know, like, they said, like, oh, you don't need to speak Thai. And then whenever Thai customer comes or walks, he just says, sorry, I'll transfer you over to someone who speaks Thai. So why can't I get the same? It's not because of my attitude or whatever. It's absolute discrimination. Okay, sure, that guy can get it, but I called every place in Siam Paragon and they said, can you speak Thai? Can you speak Thai? Who cares, mate? It's freaking international language. Internationally recognized. What language does the ISS use, the International Space Station? English. Right? They use English. So absolutely English should be required at every single job in, Bangkok, I would say at least. Right? So if I want to work in a shitty, place in the countryside, which has, I don't know, fuck all, and where people are, touching their cousins and stuff in Thailand, I don't know about that. That's what I'm saying. I mean, the Bangkok, at least, everyone should know how to speak English. Now, I'm not talking about street vendors. I'm talking about goddamn businesses run by youth. Right? You should hire more foreigners than Thais. I'll tell you why, because soon, it's not about you getting wiped out and then you getting, your culture getting wiped out. That's not what I'm saying at all. Right? So, what I'm saying is you should be more catering to foreigners. When they can't speak Thai, be a bit more polite, right? I'm sure Thai people can understand English, right? So speaking Thai is not really a requirement, and I still don't understand why. Just like how in Japan they discriminate against you if you don't speak Japanese, and in South Korea as well. It's quite bad in South Korea, so it's absolutely unacceptable, and English should be a universally accepted language along with Russian, right? Second to none is either Chinese or Russian, because these biggest, America, USA, Russia, and China, these are the biggest, trading partners with every country. Russia does trading with, certain oil exports and grain, for example. So absolutely it's necessary for every Thai, not every Thai, but at least the new youth of Thai to speak 4 languages. Right? Thai, obviously, which is their own. English, Chinese, Mandarin, right? No Cantonese. Cantonese is kind of useless language. And Russian, because these are the 3 strongest countries in the world. USA, Russia, and China. So absolutely it is required it should be law to speak those 4 languages, right? I don't care how hard it is. Don't be a pussy, right? Don't be a goddamn pussy and not learn these languages, right? I'm not a pussy. Alright, so about not being a pussy and being a real man. If you're a real man, right, you stand up against discrimination, right? I get discriminated for not speaking Thai. Well, guess what? I don't give a fuck about your language, man. And I'll stand up for what is right for me. So you can discriminately come off at ignorant, but I'm not coming from a place of ignorance, but I'm rather coming from a place of fact. That English, Russian, and Chinese is not taught enough in Thai schools, and therefore the new generation of Thais, especially teens, and even young 20s to 30s, you're all fucked in the head, mate. You're all fucked. My dad's generation are really cool people, right? 50s, 60s, they all speak really good English, right? My family in Thailand, right, even though some of them may be 35 and stuff, or 38, they all speak really good English, because that's how good education was in Thailand back then. But now the new education literacy system is absolutely fucked. They know nothing about history. You can ask them about, okay, what happened during the Second World War? They have no clue. They're like, oh, what's the Second World War, First World War? They are so clueless about everything. You can ask Thai people, what's the capital city of France? They wouldn't even know. What's the capital, is Moscow or Moskva in east side or west side of Russia? And they're gonna say, oh, it's probably near Japan. This is how stupid the youth nowadays is in Thailand. So what I want to get to, what my point basically to summarize is that Thai people, right, the young millennials and Gen Z absolutely should cater to foreigners like me who can't speak Thai, because it's just, okay, how do you expect foreigners who live in Thailand, other than expats because they're already retired, how do you expect people to make their fucking money? I need to eat. I'm a 20-year-old bum, dog-lodging fuck who I use my dad as Centrelink every day. How do you think I feel, right? I'm using my dad as goddamn Centrelink and I'm embarrassed, obviously, and that's why I'm trying to get a job and move out and do fucking university, man. But these young people in Thailand making it fucking hard by saying, oh, if you don't speak our language, fuck off. How about this? If you don't speak any international language, you're fucked in the head, right? The new wave of new Russians can speak English so well, I can even communicate with them, but I prefer to speak Russian just to practice my Russian, you know what I'm saying? И только я говорю по-русски, потому что я хочу учиться по русский язык. иногда я говорю по-русски. But, you know, the young people in Thailand, ignorance just doesn't come from anywhere, right? You like America and stuff, like American TV shows, yet you don't want to do anything about it. You guys speak fucking Thai among your peers, right? I go to freaking, like that, I try to hit up a girl and, you know, sleep with her, right, in Chulalongkorn University. My goal is to sleep with these bitches, right? Well, not exactly, that's not my goal. But if you want to sleep with some chick, right, and you can't speak their language, how the fuck are you supposed to be erotic to their ear and touch their ear and touch their pussy and shit, right? You know what I'm saying? This is exactly the problem, right? Oh, I won't date you because I'd rather date someone who speaks my language barrier. Fuck language barriers, right? Love has no language. Love is a universal thing. You can have someone who speaks, I don't know, fucking French and Serbian and they can still love each other, right? I know communication is key, but like at least when you're dating, you don't need it. It's not like you're fucking getting married and you're sorting out financial documents or official government documents, right? So seriously, people need to grow the fuck up, and seriously, something needs to be done because this discrimination is really getting into my head. So after this, right now, it's still the afternoon. I'm gonna go out to the city right now after this, start looking for a job, and if they say no, you have to speak Thai, I'm just gonna swear at them in Russian and Serbian. I'm gonna say, "Ой, у пичку материну, ебем ти майку, ти педеру," or something like that. Or you say, "Ой, иди нахуй, почему мне нужно говорил тайский язык, сука," or something like that. Because I'm cool, because if I speak Russian, I'm automatically the coolest, badass person among Thai people, right? I can swear at them, I can use the most offensive language in Russian, and Thai people don't understand it, especially young Thais. They don't give a shit. I can feel good about myself by swearing at them, alright? Alright, everyone, thanks for, I really like to thank everyone for, you know, taking the time to listen to my podcast, and yeah, that's it for today, and see you in the next video. Bye!